Hi everyone, this is Dr. Nitin Chhoda and welcome to this episode of Ignition Time. I've covered the $908 billion stimulus plan that was proposed by a bipartisan group of influential senators. Now I'm going to release a couple more videos today giving you reactions from different senators all across the spectrum. I'll give you reactions from House Speaker Nancy Pelosi. I'll talk to you about some mind-blowing information that's coming out of the White House, specifically with respect to what the Attorney General of the United States, Bill Barr, said. But I wanted to make this a stimulus-focused update and let our viewers and our subscribers know that the Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell has basically shot down the bipartisan $900 billion stimulus bill. Basically, it's a no-go as far as Senate Majority Leader is concerned. I'll provide you with a link to our resources in the description section below. But basically, he said that the new $908 billion stimulus proposal that was put forward in order to break the stalemate, basically it wasn't going to go anywhere. He basically said that he's going to present his own version of a targeted stimulus, a targeted package as part of the government funding extension bill that is going to happen before the 11th of December. Keep in mind that unless there is extended funding for the government past the 11th of December, the government will shut down. So they're not going to let that happen, obviously, right? Well, you know what I mean. But as far as the government funding extension is concerned, basically the Senate Majority Leader said is the only chance of having a stimulus. In fact, he said that stimulus should happen along with the government funding bill, which is going to happen in the next 10 days. Today is the 1st of December. So in the next 10 days, when the government funding bill, which by the way, has yet to be formally agreed on by both sides, the two sides are getting closer, the chances of us seeing a small stimulus lower than the $908 billion stimulus that was proposed today by a bipartisan group of lawmakers, the chances of having a small stimulus as far as the Senate Majority Leader is concerned do exist. That's what he's going to propose. The question is House Speaker Nancy Pelosi going to buy that? Keep in mind, House Speaker Pelosi and Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell have not talked about a stimulus relief bill recently. And also, House Speaker Nancy Pelosi and the U.S. Treasury Secretary Steven Mnuchin spoke today at 1 p.m. East Coast time. And they haven't spoken since the 26th of October, which means they spoke after 5 weeks. So here's where things stand. The $908 billion stimulus proposal, that ain't going anywhere because the Senate Majority Leader basically said, you know what, that's not going to happen. What he did say is that we'll do a small and a targeted relief plan along with the government funding. In fact, he went so far as to say, when he was asked to comment on the $908 billion relief package, he went so far as to say, we don't have time to waste time. Yep, I'm quoting the Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell. He said, we just don't have time to waste time. And he told reporters when they asked him about the $908 billion bill, and he said, a must-pass spending bill and pandemic relief provisions will all likely come in one package. I'm going to quote him. He said, a spending bill to continue funding the government and stimulus relief, in other words, a second stimulus check, if at all we see that depends on what Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell proposes. He said they'll all likely come in one package. Keep in mind, Congress must pass a bill to approve funding so that the government can remain open after the 11th of December to avoid a government shutdown. And keep in mind the framework of the $908 billion bill that was released today by a bipartisan group of senators included $288 billion in small business aid for the Paycheck Protection Program, $160 billion in aid for state and local governments. Incredible stuff, $180 billion to fund a $300 a week unemployment benefit boost through March for 4 months. In other words, it would start from December and go through March for 4 months. It would also put $16 billion into vaccine distribution, testing and contact tracing, $82 billion into education, and $45 billion into transportation. It would also allocate funding for rental assistance, for childcare, for transport. Now, keep in mind, this proposal did not include a second stimulus check. So it would have offered temporary protection from COVID-related lawsuits, and this is something that Democrats didn't want. And it would have essentially provided that until states could figure out their own laws. Unfortunately, it's very clear that the Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell said that he's going to offer a different solution to Republican senators. He's going to get their feedback. In the past, the Senate Majority Leader has proposed $500 billion in aid. I think what's likely to happen is a targeted relief bill. The question is it going to get the support of House Democrats? Are the House Democrats going to say, yep, let's do a smaller relief bill now, and then later, when President-elect Biden gets sworn in as president, and this is the key word, and if the Democrats win the 2 Georgia Senate runoff races, then they can do a much larger bill next year. Hopefully the two sides can come together, but right now it's looking like, remember, initially we had the $3.4 trillion HEROES Act, then we had the $2.2 trillion updated version of the HEROES Act. We had the $1.9 trillion proposal from the U.S. Secretary Steve Mnuchin for House Speaker Nancy Pelosi. Guess what? Now the $908 billion bill might effectively have lowered the bar for the Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell, might potentially have made it easier for him to try and essentially jam through a smaller, more targeted relief package. Just incredible if we actually see that happening. If we do see a small targeted relief package, which, by the way, as far as the Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell is concerned, would be essentially the last kind of stimulus we see, because he wants a smaller targeted stimulus bill and then he wants to be done with it. By the way, if the Republicans retain control of the Senate, in other words, if they win those seats in Georgia, it is almost impossible. I would go so far as to say it is impossible that we will see a $2 trillion relief bill. The question is, why is a $1 trillion relief bill? Why is the Senate Majority Leader saying no to $1 trillion? Because $550 billion out of the $900 billion comes from repurposed money from the CARES Act. Remember the money that the U.S. Secretary Steve Mnuchin pulled back from the Federal Reserve. So essentially the new money is only $360 billion, because when you add 550 plus about 360, you get right around $910 billion. So why would the Senate Majority Leader say no to that? Well, one thing is for sure, he does not want to do such a large bill. Again, he said, the stimulus relief and the government funding will all likely come in one package. And he said, and I quote, "We just don't have time to waste time." So the Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell has officially shot down. He has shot down the $908 billion bipartisan stimulus plan that was proposed today. And, we know that House Speaker Nancy Pelosi wants to do something big. We know that President-elect Joe Biden wants to do something big. The question is, what is going to happen now? This is the day and age that we live in, everybody. I personally want there to be stimulus for those who need it the most, because I think some of us need more help than others. There are parts of the economy that have recovered, but individuals in travel, leisure, entertainment, and hospitality are still continuing to suffer, and that's not a good thing. I believe those who need help the most should get it. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. We'll provide you with a link to all of our resources in the description section below. My name is Dr. Nitin Chhoda. Thank you so much for watching. If you don't know anything about me, check out my video. Also, please subscribe to the channel. Please gently click the subscribe button, enable notifications. That would mean a lot to me. Thank you so much for watching. I did this video in one take for our community. No edits, no nothing, because I wanted to get the information out to you immediately. I will be doing more detailed video updates with reactions from senators, with things that are happening behind the scenes, some unbelievable news coming as far as the Attorney General Bill Barr is concerned. You won't believe what he said today, and the reaction to what he said from the Trump team. Just some incredible stuff coming on our channel. Please subscribe, please enable notifications, and we'll be providing you more updates throughout the day. Thank you so much. I'm looking forward to talking to you soon. Take care. Bye.